we also want to take time to recognize Reverend Sharon Smith, special guest, Mama IMAHKÜS. Will you please join me at the platform, please? Amen. She hails from Ghana, West Africa. Well, she expatriated to Ghana, West Africa from the United States, and she's here with us today, and she's just going to share briefly her experiences and why she's here in the United States, and we'll see more of her when she returns to the United States. Amen?
Amen.
Mama, let's give her a round of applause.
First and foremost, I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to our Mother, Father, Creator, and to the memory of our great African ancestors.
Amen.
Ashe.
Happy New Day.
Thank you.
It is my divine pleasure to be here, and I thank my sister, Sass, for inviting me. I came here not of my own free will this time, because I truly do not like America. I love Africa. I've lived in Africa for the past 26 years, and that 26 years has not been without great sacrifice. I'm blessed to come this time to be able to meet some of my great-grandchildren, of which I now have 11 great-grands, 5 of whom I have not seen, because they were born within the past 6 years since the last time I was here. So I am blessed, truly, and my cup truly runs over.
Amen.
And it really lifts my heart to be here. I want to say something, and I want to be as brief as possible, but I want to share a miracle with you. I went to Ghana in 1987, the first time I'd ever been to Africa. I went into the slave dungeons, and I communed with my ancestors, and they touched me, literally. I heard their screams and their cries, and when I walked out of that dark room, I knew that I would never be the same person again. I knew then that Africa was going to be my home, and I prayed that my husband would be as accepting as I was. And that was in September of 1987. December of 1987, I gave him a ticket for his birthday to come to Africa, hoping that he would see and feel what I felt, and he did. In 87, 88, 89, we visited Ghana together, and someone asked him to be a chief. Now, I don't know nothing about being no chief. Chief, responsibility, but that's what he wanted to do. He was a giving man, and because he had offered to give electricity to help this village to get electricity, they asked him to be the chief. Well, I couldn't stay to see it, so I went back to America. But in 1987, Matthew and John, 2 fishermen, came to my hotel and invited me to their village. And on my way to their village, I stopped at a place, beautiful place on the ocean. And I asked the Creator, God, the universe, whoever was listening, to please give this to me. I wanted to live on this place. I wanted to be the monitor. I wanted to keep a watch to make sure that what had happened to our people would not happen again. And if you give me this, God, I will be an obedient servant. And I went home. As I left my husband in Ghana, I told him, I said, now, I want to live on the ocean, not in a mountain looking at the water, not on the beach, but, you know, kind of, sort of, I want to smell it. I want to walk to it. He said, I know what you're talking about. And when he came home, he said, I found you. I found us the property. So we came back in 1990. We moved permanently. All that I couldn't sell, I gave away all I couldn't give away, I threw away. And we went to Africa. He said to me, I want you to go and meet my village. And I went with him. And when I got to that village, there was Matthew and John. And I knew everyone in that village because I met them in 1987. But they did not know of our connection at all. So after we had our reunion, he said, I want to take you to the land that has been given to us. And it was the exact same place that I stood in 1987. The exact same place. And it said to me and confirmed, as a child of the Most High, that a responsibility had been put on my shoulders and that I made a commitment to do exactly what my ancestors and the Creator told me to do. So what I do is that I bring people to Africa. I counsel people who are interested in repatriating to Africa. It is my responsibility to change the negative images that have been put out there to us about Africa. They assured me that if I did my job, that all of my needs would be met. And they have been. So I'm going to stop at this point, and then I invite all of you to come to Africa. That is your home. You may not want to live there, but at least one time in our life, we have to set foot on the soil of our ancestors. Because they're waiting for us. The message that the minister brought today resonated in my heart because it is about transformation. It is about not being afraid.
That's right.
It is about love and giving so that we can receive peace. These are my 2 books. Well, I've written 3. One is Returning Home Ain't Easy, but it sure is a blessing. And it has not been easy, but it has truly been a blessing. The other book is Ababio, which means he or she who was away and has returned. It chronicles 18 other repatriates. There are over 5,000 of us coming from America, Europe, and the Caribbean that currently live in Ghana. And my last book, or well, my first book, was Points to Ponder. How do we get ready to go to Africa? What do we do when we're considering going to visit or to live? Ashe.